Okay, folks, back inside from harvesting parsley for tabbouleh. But these stalks are nice and juicy and fresh and healthy. If you want to save these and use them as stock in your stock for vegetable stock, or just even eat them like that. You can chop them into small pieces in your soup. It'll be brilliant. I'm trying to figure out if I have room in the freezer to do that, because right now there's so much in the freezer because of the harvest beans, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, all of which take a lot of space in the small freezer that we have. And if we had a bigger freezer, we'd probably put more things in it, but I mean, we could freeze more for the winter, but then it's the question of space, and it's the question of power. The bigger ones, I suppose, use more power, but not so much that they use more power, but right now, mid-September, there's lots of sun, and so that's not a problem. But come November and December, it's a different story. If you can see this beautiful parsley. I think you can use, I mean, I always change recipes to fit what I like, and like a fusion, if you will, kind of thing. I take what I like from whatever recipe, ethnicity, culture, and then add what I like to see more in it. So this is, I believe this is traditionally supposed to be curly parsley. This is curly parsley, but you can use, or I mean, you can use, but I do use flat parsley. I think it's all flat parsley is also known as Italian parsley. Is this it? No, maybe that's it. But this definitely, this is it. This is it. See how much more delicate and thin this is, as opposed to bushy and thicker, and it's also greener, the curly parsley. But anyway, I would love to save the stalks and just make a soup. Just that. You don't have to have anything. It's almost like cilantro when you just make a cilantro soup, and it's just pretty basic. And with lime, and serve that with lime at the end. Brilliant. So I'm gonna save these for now, and yeah, and make soup one cool summer day maybe, or one early fall day when you're busy with, or we're busy with harvest or whatever else that we have to do outside, and you may not have time to, when you come in, to make a big or hearty meal. And this takes no time. You can even put it in the pot and go do your chores and come back and it's ready, because it really takes no time. And yeah, the daylight days are shorter, and so it will be even more beneficial to make this ahead of time when there is light, because we're off the grid, so that we're not using our own battery bank, and just the sun power while it's still up to make any meal, really. Some soups and stews you can keep on low for many hours. And yeah. Now I'm just separating the leaves from the stalks. You can see I'm going to go rinse them and spin them. If you don't have a spinner, you really should get one. This one's an OXO. This is not a, I should say, sponsored review, advertising, whatever. But we've had this for many years, and it's the best. We used to have the type with the string that you would yank, like if you start a boat or a lawnmower, if you have a lawnmower. We don't, but I've seen people do it. And that was not fun, because you have to constantly have one hand on it firm. Whereas this one is the kind that you push down, and it starts to, you pump, and it starts to spin. The idea is the same, the centrifugal. That separates the water from the whatever you're trying to spin, in the lettuce or that. So let's see, I may have enough here to go rinse, spin, put aside, and come back and do another batch. But I'll turn the camera off because it apparently gets hot, so then I can have enough juice to show you how I do the rest of the recipe. I just want to do half and half. Half of what I got. It's just 2 batches rather than 3 smaller ones. And I'm trying to eyeball it to see if that's about the same as this. I think so. Okay, I'll do all that stuff and I'll come back. Alright, everybody, I'm back after rinsing this beautiful parsley and spinning it dry. Look at this gorgeous leftover stock, which I'm going to see if I can rinse, wash, spin, and save for soup stock, or just soup made out of that. I'm just using a larger stainless steel bowl to mix the stuff in, but it won't be as pretty as if you were to use a large white bowl. But it's just for us, and easier to mix. And I don't think I have a large white mixing bowl or salad bowl. So in it, onions, red onions. This was from the time that I made something else. So I'm gonna slice it as thin as I can. I should have sharpened this knife. And there's some bad parts in there. Get rid of them. But what's good is good. Yeah. And then I'm going to dice this really thin, because I don't like to come across a big chunk of onion when I'm eating it. And then so keeping your fingers right up against, like that, against the knife, so it's not, you can't cut it, because there's no way. This way, that's how the knife cuts, but if you're right up against it, against the wall of the knife, you're safe. So really thin, really thin. It's almost like you're using a knife as a shredder. And then crosswise. All of that, just that's good. That's good. into the bowl before you start crying. And I remember when I worked in the hospitality industry for, I may have mentioned 16 years, one of the chefs once told me that if you breathe through your mouth instead of your nose, because those guys have to peel some serious amount of onions and daily, which I'm sure they probably gave to the junior cooks or prep cooks. Anyway, but nonetheless, somebody has to do it. And so if you breathe through your mouth instead of your nose, hard to speak and breathe through your mouth, then you won't cry. Don't know if that's true. If you've tried it, let me know. Now the red onions, when you slice it, it's gorgeous inside. It's still going thin, and I think I have so much greens that I need a decent amount of it. Is that enough? Let me see. Maybe not, maybe a couple more slices. I keep forgetting I'm breathing through my nose, as it's natural. Boy, now I'm starting to cry. Stings. Now, I don't think traditionally this dish requires garlic or not, but we like garlic. We grow so much of our own, something like over 1,000 cloves. So since we like it, since we have it, oh boy, let's do it. So also finely diced or chopped. What do you do? Chop onions or garlic or dice? Chopped, yeah. It's almost as if you're like this garlic squeezer would, but not like a garlic squeezer, because you don't use a garlic squeezer because it would be like a paste and it won't spread. So you have to chop it really fine, almost to a point of having gone through the garlic squeezer, but not really. Maybe finer than that. Let's see. This way I can spread a bit more. Okay. That's what it looks like inside. You can see. And now I think before I do the parsley, let me do the tomatoes so that we can cover up that onion, so I'm not crying. Are these what you said? These were not. Didn't I use these ones? Or those ones? Yeah, let's use the other ones. Okay, just this one. And these are easier. Oh, they are really hard. This one, and it's not ripe enough for getting stuff. Maybe this one, that one, this one for sure. Maybe that one. All right. When tomatoes are ripe, especially when the tomatoes are especially ripe, you really need serrated knives. And you can't really dice them small, like as my Lebanese friends would insist that you should be. As I was saying before, I like to cut the tomatoes on a plate so I don't waste any of that juice. Every once in a while I give it a little shake so that I'm kind of marinating. I don't think I have enough tomatoes in there, so I'll go with some of these guys. See which ones, if any, are a bit softer, more ripe, and which should translate to more flavorful too. Yeah. I was testing these in the morning. These guys didn't seem as ripe. No way that they've ripened that much since this morning. Let's do those ones now. And this isn't a salad. I mean, you can eat it with a fork, but this is probably best eaten with a spoon, because wait till you see what I have to do, how much stuff goes in there. It's a hearty salad, and because the parsley is going to be as fine as I can get it, chopped, you wouldn't be able to, your fork wouldn't go into, there wouldn't be any much for your fork to go into. So I mean, you can be cool about it and try to scoop it with your fork, but I don't think it would work. It's time to use a spoon. Okay, how are we doing now? I want to put more, but let's see. I feel like we should have put more in there because we have tomatoes. Now there's shortage. Come winter when you pay buck something for one tomato. Memories of summer. Let's go with that for now. So put this aside. Oh, now let me get, yeah. This, if you could smell this tomato in the pot stew, it smells glorious. Just simmering. There's nothing really in there other than garlic and onions and some our new sea salt. So this is what we call Canadian quinoa. Oop. Canadian quinoa, as opposed to the white ones. If you're making this, I would say don't use as much water because it holds its water a lot. It's very soggy. And what I'll probably do is not only use half of it and wait to see if more is needed. Give it a shake. Try to marinate it as much as I can. I prefer the white ones because then I can put turmeric. That makes it a golden color. So, parsley. I'm getting a handful, squeezing it into a ball, and then setting it down, so keeping a firm grip on it, and then same motion as if I'm grating it on a grater, but so I actually don't see any distance. That's how close a cut it is. Just right up against it. I'm sure my friend, my Lebanese friend Ali, wouldn't approve of this because it's too coarse for him. But it's past lunchtime, my lunchtime, so, and he still has to marinate a little bit. Another handful, roll into a ball. Keep your firm grip. From your angle, you can probably see where I've bigger chunks. You're probably yelling at me. You got a big chunk in there. What are you doing? Okay. Fistful, handful, and then pressure on it. And just shred it. Like as if you're shredding a cabbage really fine. And I keep forgetting to check the camera. Last time I was talking, it had already stopped because the battery had finished or it had overheated or something. So if it does that, and all of a sudden I'm cut off and I'm not noticing, I apologize. I will try to keep an eye on it. So now parsley's in. Shake, toss. And keep chopping. Keep Chopin. If you guys are looking for or hoping for seeing me write down measurements for you, you know, like 3 bunches of flat parsley, half or whatever, as many bunches of curly parsley, flat parsley, or Italian parsley, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, coarse salt, sea salt, whatever. 1 red onion. I honestly don't follow recipes like that. Here we just live humbly, and I mean, this is not baking. You put as much tomatoes as you want, or you have. Put as much parsley as you have, or you like. Salt to taste. Wait, I don't know how much salt you like. Some people can't maybe have much salt, or blood pressure or whatever. Some salt. And then lemon juice. I probably like more lemon juice than most. But you might like just as much, or you might prefer lime juice to lemon juice. Anytime you can have fresh lemon juice, and that's really best. And if you can't, there's bottled ones. I'll show you an example of what we have, and I'll show you an example of our favorite olive oil. I'm not sponsored again by anybody, just our own, paid full price, whatever else I'm supposed to be saying. Tossing, and now I get that spoon and try to do it with the spoon a bit, because sometimes it sticks to the pot. The edges of the pot comes off easily. There's nothing sticky in there. I think tomatoes are good enough for the amount that we have in there. I'll show you in a minute. So done mixing the tabbouleh salad. This is it in the white bowl. Before I go, I just wanted to show you one more thing. Harvested some really brilliant kale for quiche coming up this week. The different kinds, and I know you're gonna ask me what kinds are. It's like the parsley is like a curly one kind of thing, and there's a flat one, and yeah, there's just oh no, there's also this one with the red spine, gorgeous, not red but brilliant purple spine. Oh, this is the back of it. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, summer harvest. Gorgeous. Bye for now.